Hey everybody, if you have upcoming travel to Europe and you're wondering what you need in terms of electrical plugs and adapters and converters and all that kind of stuff for all of your American plugged electronics, I'm going to go over that really quickly, including, I've been living and traveling abroad for decades now, and it's only been a couple years that I realized how simple it all is, and I'm just going to go over it really quickly, everything you need to know. So basically, you're going to have all of your electronics that have American plugs in it, and then you have kind of two options. One is what we're going to call an adapter, and the other is a converter, and they're two very different things. You can obviously see one is bigger than the other, one is more expensive than the other, and everything like that. So the adapter, all this is it goes into the European holes, and then it lets your American plug go into its own holes. It does not convert, it doesn't change any of the electricity, nothing like that. All it does is change the shape of the holes and the distance of the holes so that things can plug in. What actually changes the electricity, if you probably already know or have already heard, is that the European standard for electricity is 220 volts, where the American standard is 110 volts. So this is what you're going to call a converter, and this is going to actually, if I plug this in to the European plug, it's obviously going to get 220 volts coming in, and then it's going to, when I plug my American thing, it's going to put out 110 volts so that I can plug my American thing in it. But do I actually need this? This is heavy, this is more expensive, everything like that, where I can just have this little light thing. So for the longest time, I didn't know, and I kind of, I had heard, if it goes into like a box like this, then it's probably fine. You don't need it, you just need the adapter, you don't need the converter. But it's actually even more simple than that. All of your electronics will actually tell you what they can take and what they need. So I'm going to give you these two examples here. So this is a little air filter, but you can imagine this being like a hairdryer or something like that. Everything like that, anything that has electronics is going to have a little label on here that's going to tell you about the electricity. So this says the rated voltage for this is 120 volts. So this needs 120 volts in order to function. So if you plug this directly into a 220 volt plug, you're going to have problems with it. Now, if I take this charger, this is what I use to charge a phone. If you look here, it says the input on it, it says 100 to, and then a dash 240 volts. That means that this adapter here can accept anything from 100 to 240 volts. Which means for this, I do not need a converter. All I need to do is to make sure the holes fit in the holes, and I am good to go. For this one, because it needs 120 volts, it says it right on it. In this case, I'm going to need to use the converter. And by the way, so if you decide you need either a converter or an adapter, the links will be below and where you can get them.